This is not financial advice. I'm recording my thoughts about Nvidia stock. It's currently trading at about $112. In full disclosure, I do own a small position in Nvidia stock. It had about $117 stock price. In this video, I'm going to talk about Nvidia's prospects in 2025. There are few positive catalysts that can push Nvidia stock price from $112 to $200 in 2025. And there are some negative catalysts that can potentially keep the price where it is currently or even push it down. So let me get started with the positive catalysts. Number one positive catalyst is the promise of huge capital expenditure from the hyperscaler companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, etc. Their capital expenditure is on AI infrastructure, and therefore Nvidia will be the primary beneficiary of that capex. Number two positive catalyst is Taiwan Semiconductor's manufacturing capabilities. By 2025, they have increased their manufacturing capability and they are well positioned to deliver whatever Nvidia wants. So that's a huge positive catalyst that can get the orders into physical chips and get that revenue from these hyperscalers. With these two positive catalysts, Nvidia can potentially get that $180 billion of revenue, which I considered in my 2025 valuation, that can push the stock to $200 or more. And now let's move on to the negative catalysts that can push the stock price lower or even keep it where it is. Number one negative catalyst is President Trump's tariffs. When the tariffs are increased, the margins of Nvidia can reduce, and that's going to have significant impact on the profit of Nvidia, and that'll also affect their multiple, and therefore that's not a positive catalyst. Number two negative catalyst is related to the purchases from Singapore. Singapore contributes to almost low teens percentage of Nvidia's revenue. They order a lot of chips. There is an ongoing investigation, or at least there is a potential investigation on Singapore orders that they are being directed to China through black market. And therefore, if there is an investigation, then there is potential curb of those orders, and that's going to affect Nvidia's revenue in 2025. For them to get to $200 stock price, I've estimated $180 billion of revenue. And if the Singapore orders are not up to the mark, that revenue is going to reduce, and that's going to significantly affect the stock price. So that's number two catalyst. And number three is the recessionary environment in the United States. A lot of companies are not meeting their targets, or even if they meet the targets, they're actually giving soft guidance for 2025 because the inflation, unemployment rate are not in control consistently, and therefore the Federal Reserve do not have any reason to cut the rates, and that's actually negatively affecting the entire stock market and also pulling Nvidia stock down. And unless this improves, we cannot see Nvidia going way up in 2025. So overall, in my opinion, Nvidia should go higher in 2025 despite the negative challenges. We have to wait, and we probably will get more clarity in the next quarter on what they are going to achieve in 2025. And in my opinion, I'm showing something on the screen. It's a sell put that's expiring in January of 2026. It's a sell put for $110. For this case, we need to have a capital of $11,000. That is enough to buy 100 shares of Nvidia, and we'll potentially get about $1,700 today if we sell this put. And the break even for this is $93. So if this gets executed, we'll get 100 shares of Nvidia for $93, which I think is a good deal. On the other side, if it does not get executed, we'll get to keep that $1,700 on our investment of $11,000 that gets locked in. So that's almost like 17% gain in about 10 months, and that's not a bad gain. So in this way, we'll benefit whether it goes up or down, and of course, we'll miss out on the upside. Let's say if Nvidia does go to like 150, $160, our upside is still this $1,700. So that's the negative. So in my personal opinion, if I had the capital, I would do this put, wherein I either get to own 100 Nvidia shares at $93 by Jan 2026, or I get to keep the $1,700 that I gained today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.